ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Ringside Chronicles here, where we'll be taking a look at the latest and best news here in the world of professional wrestling. Today, this is going to be our inaugural show here, our pilot, if you will. Today, I'm being joined by a very special guest. Most of you know him as the manager of champions. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to go ahead and bring on Onyx.
Touching your hands, disgusting.
Well, Onyx, thank you for joining me, even though I am disgusting. You've had a very successful career in the LWA. You know, you are, for all intents and purposes, you're a newcomer. You've been there for about a year. Is that correct?
Yes.
And we're going to get into it. Before we get into your career, though, I do want to get into the biggest news that has hit the world of professional wrestling this week. Apart from the tragic passing of the Ultimate Warrior, in terms of in-ring action, we've had the end of the streak. I'd like to get your opinion on that.
What for? That has nothing to do with me.
Well, like I said, it is the biggest news. You know, it's probably the most monumental news. How will this impact the WWE?
Biggest news is who I'm managing next. That's all that matters. Biggest news is when Burhan's winning the title again. Not some streak. That's just some old man who lost. I don't care about that.
Okay. So you mentioned titles. Let's get into the second biggest news then. Daniel Bryan emerging as WWE World Heavyweight Champion. What are your thoughts and feelings on that?
How are these the top two? Should be something involving me, involving Burhan, involving Cahegas, involving Akbar. These are
you just
relevant to anything.
You just mentioned three big names: Burhan, Akbar, and Cahegas. Let's get into that then. Let's get into your clientele, if that's all right with you.
Go ahead.
All right. Well, tell me, who was your first client?
Burhan.
Burhan. How did that come about?
Simple. He needed somebody to help him go to that next level, and that's where I came in. You see, anybody who brings me in, they're guaranteed stardom. They're guaranteed gold. They're guaranteed any kind of success that they want.
How are they guaranteed this?
Just by having me at ringside.
Okay. What do you, as manager, do for these clients?
What don't I do? You see, everything that Burhan has right now. Right now, he's on this big vacation, this luxurious vacation in the Middle East, and all of that is paid for by Onyx Incorporated.
Onyx Incorporated, your company that I believe you are in the middle of a big project, Onyx Towers, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right.
When will that be complete?
It'll be ready pretty soon. Let's just leave it at that.
What sort of facilities are we looking at there?
Everything you can imagine.
R&D.
Everything.
Okay, perfect. Let's get in. Now, Burhan was your first client, as you mentioned. He was recently defeated for the LWA World Heavyweight Championship by Bandana Joe. What went on there?
I say it was corruption, politics. I mean, Bandana Joe got about 6 rematches against Burhan, maybe more. How many did Burhan get? None. None. He didn't get a single chance to get that title back. So I had to go and pull every string I could to make sure one of my clients could do that. And we had Akbar get that title shot. And what happens? That manly-looking beast of a manager that Mad One has attacked me.
You were speared recently, if I'm not mistaken, by Mrs. Knievel.
If you want to call it that.
She took you down pretty hard, I believe.
Yeah, because I wasn't looking.
She was, she's about maybe 110-pound girl, and you collapsed.
It's pretty heavy for a girl. Pretty heavy for a girl, and I wasn't looking in her direction. I was in there making sure Akbar would get the win, telling him to pin that, what's that loser's name, Mad One?
Mad One.
Or Fat One, whatever you want to call him. And what happens as I'm not looking, I'm not prepared to brace myself, that beast of a woman just put her hands on me. So of course I'm going to fall. I wasn't ready.
And this show does not advocate the name calling of Miss Knievel, obviously.
Or assaulting managers.
Or assaulting, absolutely. We're not, condoning any assault of any kind. Before we go on a little further, I'd like to go ahead and take a short break right now. We're going to have a few words from our sponsors.
The Institute for Mind and Body Wellness Urgent Care Clinic proudly presents LWA Fan Frenzy, Saturday, April 26th, live pro wrestling at the Texas Army National Guard Armory, 6001 Northeast, Bob Bullock Loop in Laredo, Texas. $5 will get you the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge.
Welcome back to the Ringside Chronicles, ladies and gentlemen. I am here with Onyx, manager of champions. We are going over his career. One recent incident, if if you would call it, that happened quite recently, a few weeks ago. You and your client Burhan had a run-in with a bona fide WWE legend, ladies and gentlemen, the Honky Tonk Man. Tell us about that. What happened there?
That old man got lucky. He should be grateful that he had a chance to wrestle my clients. Everybody's been telling us that we've been lucky to be in the ring with him. It's an honor to be with a legend. I see it on the opposite. He should be happy and grateful and just ecstatic to have been in the ring with Burhan. Or the fact that this cane was wrapped around his throat. He should be happy about
You
it.
did put your hands on a WWE legend, arguably the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time in the history of WWE. What was that like? For you, Onyx was not the one in the ring with him, but you did have a collision with him.
It's like any other day at work. I'm just trying to look out for my client's well-being, trying to make sure that he gets that win. It's not about who's in the ring. It's about who's going to lose next to my client.
Now, I'm pulling up some facts here on my computer, and one of the things I've noticed is, let's get a list of your clients. You've got
Burhan, Cahagas, both of them champions, by the way, at one point or another.
Absolutely.
Who else would it be? Akbar. If you include my servant, Cowboy Ed. That would be another one. He was my servant for a while.
Bully Master, I believe, is a
Bully Master,
recent-
Nightmare.
Now, we've gone through a list of wins, losses, and I believe your clients right now stand at 20 wins, 21 losses. Now,
You must have a lot of time on your hands.
doesn't that record, I do have a lot of time, doesn't that record seem a little less than desirable for a manager of champions?
Well, if you only look at Burhan, his win-loss record is great. I mean, more than half those wins belong to him. The other ones would be Bully Master, who just recently won a title in the Valley. He is the new Gym Hog champion. And it's an aptly named title for all those enormously large people in that disgusting city. And their win-loss records are phenomenal. But as far as Akbar, the 2 times that he's been here in Laredo, he's had a pretty unfortunate stroke of luck. I mean, we had that, like I said, that rather large woman attack me, and I wasn't there to help him get the win. So naturally, these little incidents where these wrestlers just get in the way and these disgusting people interfere, of course we're going to lose. Of course we're not going to have the best record when you have fans grabbing me. I mean, you saw when Bandana Joe won that title, it's because that guy, what's his name, Jason, was assaulting me.
That was the first challenger for the Onyx Challenge. How do you stand at that record, Your Honor?
4-0.
So you are undefeated amongst
Yep.
all your clients. You yourself are the one who are undefeated.
Best record.
Very, very good. And you bring up the fans, you bring up Jason. Quite recently, there has been this anti-Onyx movement, if you will. We've seen fans wearing these T-shirts. I don't know if we can get one right here.
Really, you have one?
Well, these are very well made. Obviously, I'm better than Onyx. On the back, of course, we've got event ticket $5, merchandise $20, surviving Onyx challenge priceless. Now,
Look at that thing.
what are your feelings on this anti-Onyx movement?
They're infringing on my logo. That name is copyrighted. It's trademarked. It's everything you can imagine. It belongs to me. And they're using it on these shirts.
Are you considering filing some sort of
I've
lawsuit?
been working on it for weeks now. Every single person I see wearing that is going to get hurt.
They will be subpoenaed.
They'll be subpoenaed. They'll be arrested. If they wear it at the arena, I will give Burhan the okay to tear that shirt off of them and throw them out the arena.
So you're pushing not just for some sort of a lawsuit, you're pushing for criminal charges.
This movement should not have started in the first place. Whoever's behind that is going to pay.
All right.
Financially, physically. You know what? I don't get this out of here.
Okay, all right. Well, just leave. Don't worry about that. We'll get that later.
You're lucky Burhan's out here.
He's on vacation, as you mentioned there.
That's right.
How did you pay for that vacation?
We already answered that question. Don't waste my time. That's something more relevant.
Okay, here's something relevant. What does 2014 hold for Onyx and Burhan and all his clients?
Even more success. I'm even considering this year of bringing my title out of the vault, the Champion of Managers title.
You are, not only are you the manager of champions, you are the champion of managers. As you said, you stand with a 4-0 win streak in the
That's
Onyx
right.
Challenge.
That's right.
Any future Onyx challenges that we can look forward to?
I have one in mind. I finally found somebody that I think would be a good candidate for this next challenge, and it's that whatever you want to call her, that Madeline's manager. I'm not even going to dignify her by saying her name,
Miss Keneally.
but that challenge is for you. The next Onyx challenge, I want you in the ring against me. Let's see if you can, now that I'm actually going to be paying attention to things, let's see if you can actually get your hands on me this time. It won't be favorable for you. I guarantee that.
Well, that's. I'm sure the fans will look forward to that. You taking on a woman, which is a step up from some of the children you've picked on in some of your videos that we've seen. What was the purpose of that? Picking on children?
They're in my way. Anybody gets in my way. I don't care if it's an elderly man, a little kid, anything. Put a dog in my way. I'm going to move it out of my way. I'm going to kick it out of the way.
Laredo Wrestling Alliance, Ringside Chronicles, and their subsidiaries do not condone the abuse of animals, elderly individuals, and obese people.
Unless they get in my path.
Life got you feeling like you're stuck in a desert? Was that oasis just a mirage? Well, if you're feeling this, then quench your thirst with Camel Hump, now made with real camel in 2 flavors, dromedary and Bactrian. Guaranteed to quench your thirst. Camel Hump is guaranteed to quench your thirst. Consumption of Camel Hump may cause loss of appetite, upset stomach, temporary blindness, deafness in the right ear, partial paralysis, and excessive hair growth.
All right, we're back from that brief commercial break.
Why did you cut to a commercial?
Well, our sponsors have to, they pay, and that's how the show gets made.
I was talking when y'all cut me off.
I apologize for that. You were rambling.
Rambling?
You had gone on for quite a bit, and sometimes we are scheduled for certain breaks. This segment, though, this is our final segment. Onyx, any final thoughts for our viewers, our fans, for the LWA audience?
What do you want me to say? I'm better than everybody watching. I'm better than you. I'm better than that guy down there, whoever he is. First things first, we're putting a stop to that little I'm better than Onyx movement, because no one is better than me. And like I said, if anybody gets in my path, they're getting hurt. And I know y'all are going to probably cut me off again, but man, woman, child, elderly, young, fat, which is most people in this town, skinny, animals, anything gets in my path, they're going down. Because no one should be in my way. No one of this caliber of person should have any of these obstacles. So if you really want me to say anything, LWA audience, the only thing I have left to say to you is, I'm Onyx, manager of champions, and I'm better than you. Each and every one of you. So if you go to the next show, if you're wearing those shirts, you're getting hurt.
Strong words from a strong ego. Onyx, I appreciate the time you set aside for us. I know you are a busy man. I'm sure you have to go deal with some of your clients' contracts. And I want to thank you very much for your time.
I'm not touching them.
Onyx, manager of champions, thank you very much. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our first pilot episode here of the Ringside Chronicles. I want to thank once again our special guest, Onyx, manager of champions. We look forward to seeing him in the ring and look forward to seeing all his clients as well. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Good night.